have you followed this TikTok stuff? What's going on at all? Do you know?
It's like it's such a manipulation. I don't know much about it, but all I know is that everybody is coming out against the Chinese, and it's like, okay, but like, don't you work with them behind the scenes?
That's why I'm so confused. Okay, let's back up just a little bit in case people don't know. But anybody who uses TikTok knows all about it because I guess TikTok was like putting out notifications saying, "Hey, here's your representative's phone number. Call them and let them know
interesting.
You don't want this." But this actually, we're recording this on Wednesday. This came out just today from AP. House passes bill that would lead to a TikTok ban if Chinese owner doesn't sell. And then the Senate path is unclear. But this has got like bipartisan support. So the House on Wednesday passed a bill that would lead to a nationwide ban on the popular video app TikTok if its China-based owners don't sell.
Why would they? How can they tell them to sell?
The bill passed 352 to 65. Yeah, exactly. TikTok is a wholly owned subsidiary of Chinese technology firm ByteDance. And so the lawmakers contend that ByteDance is beholden to the Chinese government, which could demand access to the data of TikTok consumers in the U.S. anytime it wants.
I mean, you think, of course. I don't know.
That's the thing. It's like, I'm no fan of TikTok.
But I don't like it when they're telling. This gives me.
Why are they all agreeing?
Yeah, I know. I don't like it when they tell me what I can and can't look at. Right? Like that's the whole point of this. Like, sure, why are they so worried about TikTok getting my data? They steal my data all the time. They sell my data. Like Facebook sells my data all the time.
I've heard the argument. It's like if ByteDance's if they're really just trying to harvest all this data, why wouldn't they just buy it from social media companies? Mm-hmm. The same way that they buy Chinese government or whoever buys all this land. They can just buy stuff. Unless they're using it as like a propaganda tool or something. And it's
that makes sense.
But if that's the case, why does everybody support banning it? Wouldn't the powers that be is the situation that TikTok is the one social media platform that the U.S. government doesn't basically control? And so it doesn't matter who it is or what they're doing since the government doesn't have a real influence over it. They just say, you're done. And your question earlier was, how are they going to force them to sell? Well, they're not forcing them to sell. They're just saying,
threatening them. Really,
they're saying, hey, you're not going to be You're not going to be allowed to be downloaded. Which I don't even know how that's constitutional. Somehow that doesn't feel right. Oh, hang on. It did say on here, it's a national security threat. So it's probably under some kind, like so many good
Bush
things.
Era something.
It's a very strange place to be where it's like, I don't think TikTok is good for anybody. Any sort of app that's just quick swiping up. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? And I get the concern that it's like some foreign nation has, can manipulate the minds of the children. I get that too. But I also don't feel like the powers that be have the best interest of us in mind. So why are they all in agreement that this should happen?
I think this is just like a test run. Okay. I saw somebody say something that they were associating this with like Elon Musk. There was a meeting and like AOC was there.
Okay.
And she said something like, after this, we want to force Elon to sell Twitter too. Because they're manipulating, because they're saying he manipulated the 2022 midterms because he changed the algorithm. So if we can get this done, like the whole TikTok thing, then
they have some kind of precedent.
Yeah, and then we can prove that he did it, and we can make him sell Twitter.
And it's easier. Yeah. In that case, it's easier because the Chinese, they're manipulating us. It's easy to get the normies on board. Like, yeah, but this is what.
Yeah, weapons of mass destruction. Okay, now we need to. We can use all that information, all this stuff we were doing over in the Middle East here, to our people. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's just the playbook.
Some people were warning that would happen. But this is my ultimate question. Even if all that is true, TikTok is so popular. Why do any of these people want to be on the record saying, yeah, I was a part of getting TikTok banned? Isn't that just like
weird.
Elections self-deletion?
I don't know, man.
Do you know what I'm saying?
People are still getting voted in who told us to, shut your businesses down. They're still getting voted in. People forget. They have no memory.
It just
They have no memory.
It's you think that's what it is? It's
Yeah,
just,
no one's gonna. You think a millennial?
They have such low view of you.
Yes. Here's the question: When are all of these people going to be up for election again?
Oh, the Senate or the House people. It's like what is it?
6 years.
Is the
It's
House every 6 years?
Yeah.
I think the Senate is every 6 years.
Sorry, no. The Senate is every 6 years. The House is every 2 years.
Right. Okay.
So
So every 2 years, this is the House. They could be up this month, this year.
Okay.
It's an election year.
It is. So
They've got 5 months to start a war or have an EMP something go off. So that we
easy.
forget. I mean, remember when all we were worried about was social media and TikTok?
Yeah, it's that easy.
No, I can't even use my phone because of the EMP attack.
Well, if they knew the EMP attack was coming, then why did they even bother doing this stupid ban? Because no one was going to use it anyways.
Maybe because the Chinese aren't involved in the EMP attack, because the U.S. government's going to be the one to do it.
I see.
And
So
they don't want the information getting out there.
Yeah,
that they're going to be the ones.
There you go.
Like, hey, look, I know you don't trust us because we're the Chinese government, but we're trying to tell you they're going to EMP attack.
Right. No, you're right. It gets even darker than that. What they're doing, this is all staged. Here we go. We just have uncovered this. It's all staged. So what's going to happen is they're going to do this bipartisan ban on TikTok. Then there's going to be an EMP attack. So simultaneously, the U.S. government is going to say it was China who did it, but they did it because we went against them.
Then
and
they
banned
can
TikTok.
finally have their big war.
Then the big war happens.
The big war. The draft war.
Yeah.
The one that you're
draft
so
war.
pumped about.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Okay, wow, well, good. We figured it out.
This wasn't even the conspiracy theory section.
We don't need it anymore. It was going to be about Boeing. We'll take it out. That's small potatoes.
Well, we've made it to March, I guess, and it's been fine so far, I guess. I don't know.
It's been okay, but Josh, they're waiting.
When's it gonna ramp up?
This is what they need it to be acute this time. It needs to be acute. It's not just going to be like this slow. Oh, COVID's coming. It's going to be. They know what they're doing now. Now it's just going to be like one day is like, oh my gosh,
EMP attack.
Yeah, if they do a slow ramp up, we're going to anticipate it. It's going to, okay, this is just a stupid thing, but it's got to be different this time, but it's got to be just
It's got to be something nobody's expecting, but everybody's expecting everything.
But
so what's it going to be? EMP attack.
Yeah, and everybody's going to have to be talking about it.
EMP attack. It's the only thing that would truly... But that's the thing. It couldn't be an EMP attack because then how are they going to spread their...